The death toll in China from the fast-spreading Wuhan coronavirus has jumped to 170. And in China, there are over 7,700 confirmed cases. The virus has now spread to every region of China. Still, authorities say that they are confident that they will win the fight against this deadly disease.
Aviation authorities believe the small number of cases abroad show that prevention measures have been successful. As China prepares for an influx of travelers returning home from their New Year break, disinfection and temperature screenings are being stepped up at several border checkpoints. The World Health Organization's Emergency Committee will meet again tonight in Geneva.
A decision is likely on whether the coronavirus should be declared a global public health emergency. The panel met twice already last week, but decided that the time wasn't right to declare an international emergency. But the organization says recent developments, such as evidence of human-to-human transmission, are worrying.
As the number of coronavirus cases continue to spike, more countries are racing to get their citizens out of China. The second Japanese plane carrying some 210 of its citizens has arrived in Tokyo from Wuhan earlier today.
9 people showed symptoms of fever or coughing. It comes after authorities confirmed 3 citizens evacuated on the first plane were infected with the virus. At least 1 more chartered flight is expected in the coming days.
A South Korean chartered plane is on its way back to bring back about half of its 700 citizens living in Wuhan. Once they land in South Korea, they're expected to be taken to Asan in the Chungcheong province. Evacuation efforts have been met with some resistance from residents living near the planned quarantine centers who fear they could be put in danger.
In the meantime, Indonesia is also preparing to evacuate its citizens from Wuhan. The government is working with the authorities in Beijing and waiting for their approval.
Alarming new numbers coming out of China and other countries around the world. A total of 361 people have died in China due to the new coronavirus. And a man in the Philippines died from the novel virus on Sunday. And this was the first death outside of mainland China. Our Kim Jae-hee starts us off.
The death toll in China from the coronavirus has exceeded the 349 mainland fatalities seen during the SARS outbreak in 2003. According to the latest figures from Chinese health officials on Monday, the total number of coronavirus deaths has reached 361 in China, and the confirmed cases stand at more than 17,000. That's more than 2,800 new confirmed cases and 57 new deaths in China compared to 24 hours earlier. This is the first time the number of daily deaths surpassed 50 since Chinese health officials began officially releasing statistics. Most of the deaths and confirmed cases in China were in Hubei province, where the city of Wuhan, the epicenter of the outbreak, is located. At least 350 deaths and a total of over 11,000 infections were in Hubei province, and more than 220 deaths were in Wuhan. Alongside the confirmed cases, Chinese health authorities revealed that as of Monday, there are 21,000 suspected cases in the country. They also said that 475 people have been discharged from the hospital after making a full recovery. The virus is also spreading fast outside of mainland China. As of Monday morning, Hong Kong had at least 15 confirmed cases, Macau 8, and Taiwan at least 10. With the Philippines reporting its first death from the virus on Sunday, the first fatality outside of China, experts warn the death toll is almost certain to continue rising. Kim Jae-hee, Arirang News.
We begin with the latest on the coronavirus outbreak. South Korea has confirmed 3 new cases on Sunday, bringing the total in the nation to 15. Authorities are doing their best to contain and prevent the further spread of the virus. Kan Yong-woo starts us off.
South Korea has reported 3 new confirmed cases of the coronavirus on Sunday. That means the country now has 15 patients in total. According to the Korea Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the 13th case is a 28-year-old man who was one of the hundreds of people flown back Friday from the Chinese city of Wuhan. The 14th case is a 40-year-old Chinese woman. She's related to a 49-year-old Chinese man diagnosed with the coronavirus on Saturday. The 15th case is a 43-year-old Korean man who came back from Wuhan on January 20th. The first 12 confirmed patients have been quarantined and are getting treatment at state-designated hospitals. Most of them are in a stable condition. The Korea Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is analyzing the movement movements of the 3 new patients to determine where they have been and with whom they've come into contact. Meanwhile, Korea's Shilla duty-free chain and movie theater chain CGV have each decided to temporarily close one of their locations, a duty-free store at the Hotel Shilla in central Seoul and the CGV at Bucheon Station. That's because the nation's 12th coronavirus case, a 49-year-old Chinese man, visited both places twice in January. As a tour guide, he came into contact with a Japanese person infected with the virus in Japan. In another development, South Korea has put close to 700 of its nationals in temporary isolation after they were brought back from Wuhan. They are being housed in facilities in the cities of Asan and Jincheon, where they will stay for at least 14 days without having visitors or leaving the place. During the time, medical staff are closely monitoring them and doing checkups twice a day. The Korean government is working to figure out how it's going to track their movements after they're released. 간영우, 아리랑 뉴스.